Everybody. So the Foo Fighters were on Howard Stern's show this morning. I just finished listening to the interview, and I just wanted to run down some interesting stuff we learned from the interview. So Dave, first and foremost, said that he's actually a pretty big fan of Psy. Remember that Korean rapper from a couple of years ago? He's a pretty big fan of Gangnam Style, and he attributed that to, of course, his kid's musical taste. And he also claimed he wasn't a musical snob. One of the most interesting things from the interview is that when he wrote the song Everlong, he was going through divorce with his first wife, and apparently all his assets were frozen, and he was basically homeless, and he was crashing at like a friend's pad, and I guess that's a normal process to have your assets frozen when they're divvying up, who gets what. When he wrote the song My Hero, the chorus in the actual song was just temporary lyrics he wrote because he had done the drums, he'd done the guitar, and he just wanted to at least hear what the vocals would sound like. So he basically did the melody, and he was going to change the lyrics afterwards. But once he showed it to the band, they actually really liked the lyrics, and they said just keep them. I guess the other thing too is that they played two songs in studio. They played "Learn to Fly" from their third album, and they also played their new single "Something from Nothing," which is off Sonic Highways. He attributed that David Letterman was partially responsible for the HBO series, saying that he talked to Dave's producer Rob Burnett, and basically Dave made some phone calls to the people at HBO and was able to set them up and actually get their show produced and help them with that. The other thing too is that the interesting thing is that the production costs for the HBO show were so expensive because they had like a 15-person crew, but because everybody who basically has a credit card, the Foo Fighters have like a band credit card that accumulates points when they travel, and they basically paid a lot of the production costs through that way for hotel rooms and travel. And of course, they talked a little bit about Courtney Love and how Dave and Courtney Love are now friends. Although the story about them going to a strip club was actually completely not true. I guess that was printed in the tabloids. I think the last part of the interview was that probably the most interesting. Most of the interview, Howard just talked to Dave, but their keyboardist, Rami Jaffrey, who I guess used to play in the Wallflowers, he had some pretty bad things to say about Jacob Dylan, about how he doesn't want to tour, how he's lazy, and it sort of escalated a little bit from there, but overall it was a really good interview. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And what did you guys think of the interview, too?